I don't understand why teams think that is smart to make trades with Howie Roseman and the Philadelphia Eagles. They already have a God squad. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to make an already great team better than what they already are. They say that you never are supposed to kick somebody when they're down. That doesn't apply to the Philadelphia Eagles. When you see the Philadelphia Eagles down, you stomp them out in some Timberlands. You don't give them Jaire Alexander and Jaelan Phillips. And Howie Roseman doesn't miss too often. When he trades for a player, he knows that there's a good amount of value in that player. And you put Jaelan Phillips and Jaire Alexander and the Vic Fangio defense, they're going to end up balling out. And yes, Jaire Alexander is injury prone. He isn't what he used to be, but he still is a very good corner. He's an upgrade from what they've had at corner this season so far with Adoree Jackson. You're starting Adoree Jackson in the big 2025, and then Kelee Ringo, who should be playing safety. Yeah, Jaire Alexander is going to be a perfect pickup for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I don't know why the Ravens didn't play Jaire, knowing that Lamar Jackson was the dude who more than likely made them pull the trigger on signing Jaire. Maybe they said that, you know what, Jaire, it's not really working out with you here in Baltimore. Since you're Lamar's homie, we're going to do you a favor. And instead of sending you to the Jets or the Raiders, we're just going to do you a solid. And since you're Lamar's homie, we'll send you to a team that is still really good, extremely competitive, in the Philadelphia Eagles. And Jaelan Phillips, his first 2 seasons in the league, he was on his way to becoming an elite pass rusher. Unfortunately, the injury bug has held him back these last couple of years, but he started to come on this season. And right now, he currently is 11th in pressures. He has 3 sacks, and he's going to be more than good for what the Philadelphia Eagles need him to be in this defense. They're not asking for Jaelan Phillips to be Myles Garrett or TJ Watt, but what they are asking for is a guy who can get more consistent pressure on the quarterback than what they've gotten from the guys on their defensive line so far this season. Jaire Alexander, he's still a dog. Even if he's washed, he's better than Adoree Jackson and Kelee Ringo. And Jaelan Phillips, hey, I think that Howie Roseman not only got a good fill-in to get the Eagles by as far as their pass rushing goes for this season, but somebody that you possibly could bring back when this season ends, when he ends up performing well, and give him a long-term extension on a discount. Because with Jaelan Phillips' injury history, it's hard to imagine too many teams willing to give him a huge payday on the open market, unless you're a team that's terribly ran like the New York Jets. I could see them doing something idiotic like that. But for a team with some common sense, Jaelan Phillips, this is more than just a fill-in to get you by for this season. This is the guy that is still very young into his career, that has a lot of good football left in him. And playing in Vic Fangio's system, one of the best defensive coordinators of this decade, could definitely be what Jaelan Phillips needs to not just get his career back on track, but to also help him reach that next level that he was close to reaching before he dealt with all of those injuries. And I don't understand why teams are stupid enough to trade with the Philadelphia Eagles. You don't give an already Super Bowl caliber roster guys like Jaire Alexander and Jaelan Phillips when they're down. You were supposed to just ignore Howie Roseman's calls if you are the Baltimore Ravens or the Miami Dolphins. Hell, the Ravens could regret trading Jaire Alexander to the Philadelphia Eagles, because we very much well could see the Eagles playing the Ravens in the Super Bowl this year, and then Jaire Alexander picking off Lamar Jackson for the game-winning INT. And then EDC and John Harbaugh looking stupid because we're like, damn, we just lost the game to a guy that we didn't play at all, that we only signed because Lamar wanted us to sign him, and we traded him away to a team that was in desperate need of some corner help with the already good roster. Yes, you don't keep somebody down. You help them get back on their feet. But when you see the Philadelphia Eagles down, you spit on them and you stomp them out and you handcuff them to the ground, because the last thing the Eagles need is some cornerback help and a Jaelan Phillips. And they got both of those, and I just feel like you might as well go ahead and give the Philadelphia Eagles the Super Bowl. Just go ahead and crown them back-to-back Super Bowl champs, because with Jaire Alexander lining up on the opposite side of Guantanamo Bay, I mean, man, I think it's going to be tough sledding for any other team that's going up against Jaire Alexander. And the Eagles don't need for Jaire to stay healthy for the entirety of this season. All they need him to do is be healthy for the playoffs. That's all that matters. Jaire Alexander can be more than healthy enough for 4 games come playoff time. And even at this point during the season, I mean, the guy is as healthy as he's ever been. He has barely played. So, I mean, if you can keep him healthy from this point on, I think he should be able to stay healthy. But to do this, like fragile luggage, you just breathe on Jaire Alexander. He gets injured. But I think that the Dolphins and the Eagles making the Jaelan Phillips trade was a huge win for both sides. The Jaire Alexander trade from the Ravens to the Eagles, though, I don't really know how I feel about that, man. I really don't agree with giving a team like the Eagles a player of the caliber of Jaire Alexander. And I think that both the Ravens and the Dolphins are going to regret making the Eagles a better team than what they already are. They did not need either one of these players